protagonist guides the group through the forest, aware that the bullies are pursuing them. His priority is to keep the girls safe, which means they must leave the forest quickly. At one point, the group comes face to face with a troll. The girls hide behind Haruka, and he asks them to observe his battle skills and learn what they can. The troll tries to hit him, but Haruka dodges and quickly hides behind a tree. He remembers that the geeks told him trolls were resistant to physical attacks but weak to magic. He checks what types of magic he has. Thanks to his gift of packaging, he has acquired a wide variety, though the only element he didn't obtain was fire, which is an evolution of his temperature control. The troll finds him and destroys the tree he's hiding behind, luckily missing Haruka. He quickly moves to the troll's back and strikes it on the head with his stick. The troll falls, defeated, something that surprises Haruka since he thought they were immune to physical attacks. The girls judge him with their eyes, and Haruka reassures them that he'll use magic for the next one, just as the geeks advised. Soon, they encounter another troll. Haruka creates a small fireball and throws it at the troll's face. The troll falls instantly. Haruka hadn't expected such low-level magic to be enough. The girls complain that they couldn't learn anything new, saying that he's too powerful for them to match. That night, they set up camp. The girls eat happily while Haruka sets traps in case enemies attack during the night. Along with his tent, which provides perception and repels enemies, it's enough to keep them safe. Haruka plans the route. He can deploy a map, a derivation of his appraisal ability. Suddenly, the map starts marking an alert. Haruka knows enemies are approaching, but what kind? Silently, he moves toward the signal, avoiding detection. He sees human-like figures and suspects they might be the bullies. The figures approach him and greet him. It's just the dumb jocks. The jocks complain about being called dumb. The class representative overhears from a distance. Haruka asks why they've been following them and accuses them of being perverts. Suspecting they're after the girls, they reveal that they were actually looking for him. Haruka, a little awkward, asks if it's something related to the rainbow community. They deny it. Haruka then asks why they're hiding from the girls. Embarrassed, they confess that they don't trust anyone. They ask if he knows there's a scarier skill than puppeteer or enchantment. Haruka remembers that the only worse skill would be plunder. The jocks explain that although their skills caused a lot of fuss, no one mentioned plunder, which worries them because someone might have it and be hiding it. In a somber tone, Haruka asks what they would do if he had that skill. The leader of the jocks admits that it would actually be a relief. Haruka confesses that he doesn't have it, but that he learned subjugation. They tell him that sounds even worse, but since it's in their hands, they're not worried. They know that Haruka prefers to be alone anyway. The leader just wanted to warn Haruka about that skill and asks her to be careful. He also asks Haruka to apologize to the girls on his behalf. They part ways, saying they will go watch out for the bullies. The next day, Haruka tells the girls to get ready to leave. The girls are excited and eager to show off their skills. Haruka finds their enthusiasm strange and suspects they might have mixed some strange mushrooms into their breakfast. The class rep asks to speak to Haruka. She wants to talk about Kakisaki and the other boys. Haruka realizes he is referring to the dumb jocks and tells him that they sent their apologies, but he forgot to mention it last night. She already knows. What he means is something else. She gets more nervous and apologizes to Haruka, but he already knows what is going on and asks if she has looting. She asks him how he knew, as it was supposed to be a secret between the geeks and her. Haruka explains that one look is enough and the jocks are too dumb to notice. She doesn't understand how he can be so calm about it, as looting is a terrible ability. You can steal someone's ability by taking their life. It's obvious to fear the wielder of such a cruel ability. He asks if the geeks were afraid of him, and she realizes that they weren't. Haruka explains that it's because they have nothing to fear. That's why they sealed the bully's abilities but didn't seal hers. They trust that she's in good hands. Haruka knows that it's actually a relief that such an ability is in the hands of the most responsible person in the group. Haruka's words make the representative's eyes fill with tears. Haruka teases her, saying that she's been crying a lot lately. In a cute and flirtatious way, the representative says that it's all her fault. Embarrassed and flustered, Haruka runs off, claiming that he hasn't done anything, but she knows he's done a lot and thanks him for it. After a long walk, the group decides to rest, and Haruka starts offering discounted juice to his companions. One girl says she doesn't have any money, but is willing to pay in other ways. Haruka likes the deal, but the representative stops him and asks him to stop charging his friends. They continue their journey, and Haruka finds a nice-looking stream and decides to try something out. He leaves the representative in charge and runs off into the woods before they can stop him. He wraps his body in magic to enhance his physical abilities and run faster. He also adds weight magic to make himself lighter, allowing him to climb trees with a few jumps. He manages to jump high enough to see much of the river and forest, but forgets that he is still in the air and falls, injuring himself badly. Fortunately, his magic wrap protected him enough to keep him alive. The representative is shocked to see him so injured. Haruka explains that he just fell from a great height, and the girl scolds him for not using his company communicator skill. Haruka knows that when you are a loner, you forget how to communicate with others. He tries to dodge the topic by showing her his bowl of berries, suggesting that they can make juice. The morning girl is excited by the idea. The next day, they made great progress. They found a lost girl, played in the river, and Haruka faced several trolls. But after all that, they finally made it out of the forest. The girls rejoice and celebrate, but Haruka knows they need to be more careful now that they are exposed. They try to find the town, but the mountains and hills block the view. Haruka realizes that her walking ability has evolved to walking on air. She decides to try it out and finds that she can step on air. She begins to ascend as if she is climbing an invisible ladder. The representative sees him and asks what he is doing. Haruka says that she just wants to make sure everything is safe. At a good height, she uses her sight and notices that everything seems safe. Suddenly, she sees a small group of scouts surrounded by wolves, the first native Isekai inhabitants they have seen. She reports this to the representative. She asks them what they should do and suggests helping them, but Haruka knows that just because they are being attacked doesn't mean they are good people. She knows that her companions are too trusting, which could be dangerous. The representative begins to organize the girls, sending the fastest ones to the front to try to save the scouts. Haruka tells him that even if they run as fast as they can, they won't make it in time, and that there's no guarantee that the scouts aren't bandits. He suggests that they keep going. The representative stops him and says that if they are bandits, he'll fight them, but he still wants to try to save them. Haruka expected nothing less from his representative, so he tells her that he'll go. He knows that he won't make it by running, not even using his skills like the day before. He decides to try something new. First, he improves his physical form with magic wrapping, adds weight magic to make himself lighter, and finally uses great wind magic to fly, propelling himself with his airwalk. Everything seems to work well, but Haruka finds the class representative clinging to him. He asks her what she's doing there, and she replies that she got caught in his wind magic. Before long, they arrive at the battle with the wolves. The representative warns Haruka to stop, and he says he doesn't think he can, so they crash into the battlefield, knocking out both the wolves and the representative. The men thank Haruka for his help. The leader introduces himself as Ofter, and his partner is named Gatek. Haruka is glad to find out that he can understand the people of this world. They thank him for saving their group. They also explain that the merchants have been attacked by wolves lately, so the Adventurers Guild put a bounty on them. They thought it would be an easy task, but a large green wolf appeared, surprising them, and they couldn't handle it. Haruka knows it will take a while for the other girls to get to them, and the representative is still unconscious, so she takes the opportunity to roast some mushrooms for the adventurers. They all stop to eat and enjoy the mushrooms, which restore strength and stamina, as well as heal their wounds. Haruka can't help but notice that the group includes 2 adults and 3 pretty young girls, and that makes him feel a little jealous. The representative finally wakes up and sees Haruka going into fighting mode. A while later, the rest of the girls finally catch up to them and are captivated by the elf girl in the group. The group of adventurers takes them to the town called Omui. The girls are enchanted by how beautiful the town is and excitedly run off to explore it. Haruka realizes that they are acting like little girls in a theme park. Everyone celebrates the big win. They have finally made it to the town. Meanwhile, the bullies continue to train and level up. They know they are ready to make their move, but before they go after the girls, they need to unlock their skills. Only someone with the seal skill can unlock them, so they must go after the geeks first. The jocks spying on them overhear their entire plan. If you've reached this point in the video, don't forget to leave the word exquisito in the comments. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.